Good day, ladies and gentlemen. So, you remember that World Youth Day DJ priest, Father, what's his name? They actually call him Padre DJ on this Portuguese website. I think it's pronounced Peixoto is his name. I might be wrong. I can understand Portuguese pretty well. I can read Portuguese because I am fluent in Spanish, French, and Italian, and I can read Latin pretty well. So reading and understanding Portuguese is not so hard for me. I'm not fluent by any means. I've never actually spoken it, but I can listen to it and understand it well. Well, anyway, this priest was on a podcast, and you won't believe what he said. Well, you might believe what he said. He was asked about sodomy and masturbation, the solitary vice and sodomy, and basically asked if somebody was okay with it in their conscience, with their partner or with themselves, would that be okay? And his answer, well, his answer will shock you unless you're not under the impression that priests who lead DJ events with devil horns are the most orthodox of priests. Before I continue, those of you who have been going after people like me for pointing out the absurdity of Father so-and-so's demonically symbolic Halloween techno rave festival things, and you want to defend Father so-and-so, have at it. Defend Father sodomy, defend Father solitary vice all you want. That's your game to play. So I'm going to show you here. This article is from somewhere called Inconveniente. It's a Portuguese website, and it's in Portuguese now. I've read it in Portuguese. I can attest to its goodness. You can throw it through a translator if you want. I'm just going to press the English translator thing here. The reason I'm doing this and showing you like this is because people are going to accuse me of mistranslating. I'm not. Here it is. Okay. And Father Guilherme Peixoto is better known as Padre DJ. I'll make this a little bigger here. Daisy. Goodness. Tech issues. There you go. Father so-and-so recently, this is from 2020, recently provoked a controversy on Facebook for having stated in an interview on the podcast Maluco Beleza, which I have opened here. By the way, we're going to listen to it quick, the actual part there. If you're a Portuguese speaker, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. That acts of sexual nature outside of normal marital relations, specifically masturbation and sodomy, is of the personal jurisdiction of each one. This is an awkward translation, basically meaning, is it a sin? It depends. Now, technically speaking, all sin is like that, technically, in the sense of mortal sin. But we also don't escape I shouldn't say technically every sin is like that. There are certain things that are contra natura, against nature, against natural law, and the nature of the human person. So in those cases, there's no well, he didn't really know that sodomy was bad. It's contra natura. This thing cannot be accepted or explained away by conscience or something like that. Whereas other things can be. I mean, if you're under pressure to take some money from a cash register because, your older brother is threatening to shoot you in the head or something, I don't know, then you're under duress, whatever. But things like this, it's objectively a sinful act. The comments that followed, whatever. Okay, so we go down to the, this is interesting. He says, the interviewer asks whether the person who has fantasies and masturbates should go to confession. The priest only indicates that he asks the faithful to go to confession without describing it, saying only generically, I have sinned against chastity. But when Unas insists on knowing if the masturbatory act is a sin against chastity, the priest relativizes, saying it is the personal jurisdiction of each one. Whoever thinks he is fine, that's it. Each person knows if the act he committed took away his dignity of being human. So if it doesn't take away your dignity of being human, it's totally fine. Here's the money stuff. He said, he asks him a specific question about sodomy. He says, let me ask you a different question than the one I just asked now. If someone who practices an act of sodomy in agreement with his partner and even with some violence, I don't know anyway, naughty, unconventional, and Catholic in this sense, I guess non-Catholic. But if in his conscience he doesn't have a feeling of guilt, and that you feel that you have not respected your dignity, awkward phrasing, is everything okay? He said, I think so. I think so because the love between them has strengthened. Everything that goes on in the bedroom is personal. Oy. Okay, so here's him saying it. If you understand Portuguese, well, you're lucky.
Até pouco. Se alguém que pratica ato de sodomia,
I think that's pretty understandable if you speak Spanish, one of those. If one practices an act of sodomy, right?
E em comum acordo com o seu parceiro.
With his partner.
E até com alguma violência, com algum...
Even with violence.
Se calhar alguma... qual é que será o termo certo? Algumas marotices.
Something kind of naughty or strange. Father's laughing at it. It's so nice to laugh at this question, isn't it wonderful?
Convencionais e católicas neste sentido. Portanto, não descrevas. Não vou descrever.
Something unconventional in the Catholic sense, okay?
Ser o mais genérico possível para não ferir aqui suscetibilidades. Imediatamente a tua.
Isso é como os meus fiéis podem estar assim.
Exato.
Mas podem chocar mais do que eu.
Mas se na sua consciência, quem tem esse...
In their conscience,
não tem sentimento de culpa e que acha que
they don't have a feeling of guilt.
não atentou à sua dignidade.
And they don't feel like it's against their dignity.
Não deve sentir está tudo bem.
Eu acho que sim.
Basically, is everything okay? And he says, I think so.
Acho que sim, porque se fortaleceu o amor entre eles, tudo o que
The love between them is strengthened.
se passa no quarto é de âmbito pessoal, não é?
Stuff that happens in cuarto, in the bedroom, is personal.
Haja um padre que diga isto.
And he cheers. Okay. So, I guess, according to Father DJ, as long as your love is strengthened, then breaking the teachings of the church and the natural law is totally fine. Okay, over to you, Pope Splainers, if you'd like to defend it. Go for it. Defend Father DJ and maybe explain why we just didn't translate it with the proper context. As always, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comments. This has been the Kennedy Report. Until next time, God bless.